Great, let's start our class today. Welcome back to everyone in this class. Today we are going to do a bit technical things today, and so I will need you to focus on whatever we are going to do. At the end of this class, you should be able to build a website up to where you've gotten to. And so I might give you sample website for you to go and build the same thing to try for yourself. Yes, in web development, you actually have your own design. You build what you want. But sometimes your client will also bring a design for you to build it for him or her. Right, so these are the major things we are going to learn today, should time permit us. We have input control element, we have form, we have dev, that's the division of your website. We have element, navigation, how to navigate on your website. We will also touch the footer. Then all day from day one to today, you should build a website. You should start developing a website. We are almost getting to the tail of HTML. And so all what we've been doing, the little things we've been doing is what you are going to put together to build your own website as you progress, because we have to move fast and get to CSS. Then after CSS, I will send you guys to C++. That's also a different programming language used for building applications and systems. So we have to finish the HTML very fast, pick it along, then be practicing. You'll move to CSS, and after that, I will send you straight to C++, whereby you'll be using to build apps and those things. Okay, thank you. Any questions so far before we start? Very quick. Okay, we don't have much time. Let's start. So, from our last meeting, both those who joined, both our first timers on Saturday and those who are already in this class, we've learned a lot. And take note, whatever you are learning, we are not going to visit it again. Make sure you keep on practicing. It's the little things you are going to put together to build a website. That's how we build a website. So the header, the paragraph, the break line, the linking of a website, the linking of this, the coloring is what you are going to put together to build a website. Is this little things. There is no other way to build a website than putting these little things together. At the end, you realize you build a fully blown website. That's how every programmer does it. So the little things you gather together and you build your website. All what I've been teaching you, they are the various essential part you should know. So as you learn here, I teach you, I take one topic, I teach you the basics. You go, you read more into that topics, you add more to it, you get yourself familiar with that very topic, because there's a lot to be added in that topic. And I can't teach all in the class. I just introduce you to know the basic of that topic, then you build upon. That's how we learn in programming. We practicing every day. It's not a reading course, please. Okay. Now, input control element. What do I mean by input control element? Most of us, probably every one of us, have filled a form before on a website, or one way or the other has selected a button on a website before. For example, you visit a website, you'll be told to create an account. So you go, after this class, everyone here should be able to build a login page. Very simple login page. login page whereby you go there. Welcome to my website. Type your username, your password, then you bring a small submit button. Then you are good to go. Should time permit us in this program and our discuss with Blue Code Hack Club, I will also introduce you guys to the back end of a website whereby you can link a database to your website. Should time permit, and I discuss with them and they say okay. Right, but for now, let's move on. Input control elements. So I'm introducing to the very basic of input control element. After this class, go and learn more. There are more to it, but I'm introducing what you need to know as a programmer for you to understand. When you go, you read more, when you practice more, you add more skills to it. Input control element. This is an element in HTML. There are tags in HTML which helps your users or your customer who visit your website to actually make a choice. So you have a website that actually comes with buttons or comes with select checkpoints or redo buttons. Now the person comes to your website, the person has been given the chance or the opportunity to choose from a service. So do you want this or do you want that? Then you select, you click next. Then you select, you click next. How do we do that on our website? That's basically, if you see from my syllabus here for today, it's basically about that. That's input control form, the division. We have the navigation, then the footer, then building of a website. Is someone talking? Can hear someone. iPhone. You want to talk? Person named iPhone here. Okay, let's move on.
doing exploits around the world with a band touring the world. Congratulations to him. And also, tell you something.
Okay. My connectivity is making some. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Very fine. So let me clear this then so that you can see again. So I am coming to add a check button on my website. What I will need to do is to bring a label. What am I coming to do? Bring a label to specify I'm coming to bring a check button. Now, after that, what type of label am I coming to bring? It's an input label. So I will just bring an input tag. Let me clear this before someone asks a question. Okay, so the input tag, now what next? I'm going to specify what I'm actually going to, what type of input I'm actually going to do. Now I say the type of the input I want is actually checkbox. We are coming to use a checkbox. So those who have actually worked with Google this thing, Google Forms. You see, when you want someone to take an option, there is something called checkbox. You can actually program one. So checkbox. I want to add a checkbox. Okay. Now for this checkbox, what do I even want to do with this checkbox? Now, the checkbox, I want to say this checkbox represent for an option or an option called someone is talking. Can hear you. Okay, sure, sure. Can hear you now. Okay. Okay. So this checkbox I'm coming to use for an option maybe called food. An option called food. Now let's save it and go and view on our website. So you see on my website I have food and I can tick and untick. This is a checkbox. I can tick, I can untick, I can tick, I can untick. Okay. Any question before we move on? Right. If there are no questions, we are moving on. Now, what if you want to add more checkbox in the same field, more checkbox in the same field? Here, you can bring another one too. But I want to introduce you to something. Doing this in just individual, it's not the best. Oh, let me share my screen before. Okay, yeah. Okay, doing this in individual manner is not the best. So every time you have to come create a space, you have to come create a space. So there is a way to actually add all together. Maybe your checkboxes, you have options, you have food, water, drink. You want to bring all at the same time. Now we will introduce something called data or field set. A field set. Now, this field set, we are actually going to define a particular section on our website to tell someone that, okay, here, when you go here, you are going to make a selection. Okay, now let's
Please, have
go
you
with,
shared the screen?
come again.
Please, have you shared the screen? Something,
Yes, I've shared. Are you not seeing it?
and then maybe for my connection. Yeah.
Check it. Can someone also see it, or is someone also facing not seeing the screen, please? Anyone? Okay. So I think it's your connection. Check it well. Are you seeing it now before I move on? Right. Let's move on. Okay. So we are introducing field sets. Field. Field set is here for us. So field set. Now inside field this field set, we are coming to bring our check boxes. So we will start. What if we want to, on the top of our checkbox, we want to indicate something and say types of food. So I want to say types of food you can choose from. Now we will bring a different tag named as legend. Legend. Kindly take note here. You are entering deep into HTML. Kindly take note. Okay. All this we are doing is just to bring options for someone to choose or to take something on our website. Now, the first one we did is for just when we want to say, okay, take this, then you take. This we are doing, we are actually specifying a specific place on our website whereby the individual will go and will actually make a choice from options. Now, on that option, we want to title that option. So we bring something called legend. So this legend, we will say types of what of items. Let's say types of items. Now, after saying the types of items, then we come then introduce our various field or our various checkboxes. Okay. Now we will come with our first one, our first label. Our first input label, we are going to say, so label, our first label, we are going to say input. Then input, we specify the type of input. Note, we said checkbox. Checkbox. Okay. So with this checkbox, we will say this one is for food. Then we want to bring another one. So I will say this one is for water. Then I will bring another one. Then I'll say this one is for drink. Drink. Okay. We can let's save it and go and view before we add anything to it. Okay. So you can see on my screen we've actually specified a specific place for these options. So you can see there is a rectangular bar drawn around this particular place, and I'm saying types of items. So the person will come, then check every item he or she wants. So can check as many as the person wants with check boxes. You can take as many as you want. Okay, let's try something here. So the case I would want to make each one on a different paragraph. So food should be on a different paragraph. Water should be on a different paragraph. Then uh, paragraph, okay. P. Then bring closing paragraph. Okay. Okay, so drink two should be on a different paragraph. Okay, let's save it to go back to our website. Okay, this is how you can make it also arrange in a vertical form. When you just arrange it without bringing the paragraph, it will be arranged automatically in a horizontal manner. But if you want it to be like in a vertical form, you put it in a paragraph form. Okay, so this is how you can do what you can do to create a specific place for taken items on your website. Please, any question before we add more to it? Today we will move very fast. Any question? If you are confused, let's clarify. We are not going to come back here again. Please. Any question? Right. Everyone understands it. Let's go. Now, we are moving on. We can actually create a space for for people to take things on our website. Now, this type of input element, we also have one called radio button. So instead of you say checked box, you can say radio, radio. Let's just type radio at the type section, radio. So we will go and see what the radio different from the checkbox. We will save it, then go and view very fast. Okay. I think I didn't do one of them. Radio. I didn't change. Okay, here radio. Radio. Okay. Now let's go and see the difference between radio and a checkbox. Okay. Now let's try and take. In radio, you will see these boxes, they are in a circular, or the thick one is in a circular form, but in checkboxes it's in a small box form. So let me make drink a checkbox and you see the difference. Drink a checkbox. Where is the drink? Okay, so checkbox. Check box. Then let's go and view if drink has a different shape. Right, you see drink is different from all. The circular one is for radio and this one is for checkbox. We have more, so your basic is to know how to set your field, know the tags to bring this thing, and you can read more in your reading materials and be adding more to it. Any question with the basic? Then we move on to the next one. Very quick. Okay, if there are no questions, let's move on. Now, what if we want to actually add number where the person can actually input numbers to it. Now, that's why I told you there are a lot of types. Let's change water to number, then see field sets. So you can see water is number. You can be entering numbers. So you see there are arrows here. The top, let me try and zoom this thing. Okay, see the difference here. The first one is circular, meaning it is a radio. The second one is number, meaning it's going to allow us to increase numbers whilst we click on these. They are, let me see if you, I don't know if you can see. There are two symbol here. One is up arrow and one is down arrow. When you click on the up one, the numbers will be increasing. When you click on the down one, it will be decreasing. It means this field is for numbers. Now we have this one is for check. So you see a check box is like it's a box here. Okay. Now something. Right. The numbers we can actually limit it. So I don't think this one I should teach you. Go and so you when you take the radio box, you learn more about radio box. You take a checkbox, you learn more about checkbox. When you take the number type, there is more to the number type whereby you can limit the amount of numbers you want to add. It's all in your reading materials. All you need to know here is to know how to bring this radio, the number, and the checkbox. Any question before we move on? Very fast. Whatever we are doing, when you read more, there's more to it. You can add and customize your website. Okay, it depends on you what you want to do with your website. So if you want to add input element, these are types of the input element you can add on your website. Let's move very fast to the next one. Okay, now we are moving to form. How to create a form on your website. We have 4 minutes to end this section. After that, we will actually come back again. But before that, let's continue. Now, let's move to form. Forms. Now you see in your form you'll be applying this input control element, because in forms you'll be finding checkboxes. So whatever we are learning, we'll be applying it in a various fields. So we are moving to form. How to create a form on your website for someone. When someone comes to your website, you want the person to fill a form. How to create one. Very quick, let's go and create one. So um I prefer me using the same field set. I'm dedicating a field on my website so that in that field I will bring a form. Now, before that, let me bring a header here. H1. Welcome to my info website. Very quick. Okay, so let's start. Now, how do we introduce a form to our website? Now, note, forms, the tag for form is form. So form, F-O-R, form. Okay, very neat. A second, let me check my connection again. Right, let's move on. Um, so the form, yes. Now you see a form, it depends on you to choose. Either your form should collect the person's name, the person's email, or anything you would want, or the password you want to take. Now, me, I'm specifying I want to take the person's name, email for now. So in the form, I'll say, what am I taking? An input. Now, the input I'll specify. Here, I'm saying the person should type the name. So I'll come input, input, oh, input, okay. Now, the input, as I told you, you specify the type of input here, type of input. Now, the type of input here I want is text, text. I'm going to just take text. Now, what's the purpose of this test? The purpose of this test is name, 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 which will be giving you like same name. Now, I want to, in the form or the place our class can end any moment. Please, when I generate a link, quickly rejoin. We don't have much time. Okay, now here I want, when a person is trying to fill the form, indicate in the form that type your name so that the person will know he or she is supposed to type the name. So I'll bring something called placeholder. Placeholder, then I'll say type your name. Very nice. Okay, now I've indicated there. Now you see there are some forms, it's not a required one. Some forms are required for you to fill. How do they do that? You the programmer is going to specify. So I will say it is compulsory for you to fill it. If you don't fill it, you can't move on. Then I'll bring something called required. Required. Here I'm done with the first open yeah, the first open field. Now I'm going to the second field, of which I'm going to take the person's email. So I'll start email. Okay, you end any moment. So any question before we move on to email? Any question? Yeah. Before I continue, if I continue right now, the class will end. It will end right now. Then we will join.